So what I'm looking. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is I want price to take out those highs. So price should take out Asia high here, right? That becomes my Asia high. So I want price to take out this zone, these highs, and then come up. Then in the London session, possibly form a high of the day, if this is how price is moving on the day. So since this is how things are going, we can look at this in two ways. One, it's a double top. If we get price rejecting and breaking the neckline here, we'd call it a market structure shift fractally. Now, since it breaks down there, gives us an impulse move to the downside with an imbalance we get in on the fair value gap for sell. That was one. The second way we can look at it is, say, we have these highs. We're still looking for that impulse buy to the downside, and we get it. Once we get it, we see the fair value gap and we go in. Now, that was two strategies in one setup. With that said, or two setups in, two different strategies, possibly. I don't know, whichever makes sense. Now, here, where by the time I was coming, I saw that price had moved to the downside and then give us another pullback and then move to the downside. So I've either entered another trade here, right? Because it came back into that fair value gap. However, I just demolished it and went right through it. But here it gave us equal highs over there, and then just dropped down to the downside. A classic entry would be just once you get this rejection candle, you enter and stop losses above these highs, and you go in. With that said, this is still a very good valid entry. Here I would have, because I came in late, so this is where my entry was. I saw another market structure shift to the downside. Another market structure shift to the downside, and using fundamentals from yesterday still as another confluence, we saw that on the higher time frame we were on sells on AUD/USD, and then yesterday's news came out positive dollar, so there should be still some selling pressure. And once that those two things were making sense, so once this break of structure happened and we've already formed London high and price doesn't seem to be coming back to these highs, we've created lower highs, and then it's rejected from this one, so it's not even taken out or run on these liquidities. I don't think there's something like that, but it hasn't run on this liquidity, so then it's come back down. So once that break of structure happened, I would have gone in there. Now, this trade again would have played out quite nice, being the first week of January, so it would have hit my TP1, my TP2, my TP3. Now, what happened? I see what happened. So what happened again is that this is why two trades don't try and make two trades. How do they say it? But two trades should be very different or separate entities. Don't marry two trades. Let each trade stand for itself. So this one was a quick in on that fair value gap. We got run over by price, and then it took us out, but then it rejected again, which is why I put in this. If we saw another break of structure to the downside, because price does do this quite a bit, where your first entry is correct, but price still wants to move either higher or lower, so it takes you out. And a person like me in this strategy, I'm using a very tight stop loss. So then you look for the next trade, because what you're playing on now is that your win rate is going to be high. So you look for the next trade immediately, and we see it here. So if we broke structure again, we saw another market structure shift over here, still in the London session. So here, saw another market structure shift, and then price pulled back. We, however, didn't have any fair value gaps, but it is a significant enough pullback. Maybe if I used the fib, nope, it wouldn't have made sense at all. But yes, I think I would have still entered with that rejection of that candle. We see the push down, possibly go there, enter here, put your stop losses above there, and then wait. If you get taken out again, like I said, I think my minimum is 3 consecutive trades. No, my rules are 3 consecutive trades with the same bias, then we are out. And so far we've seen that your first trade is more than likely to be taken out, and then your second trade plays out as you want it to. So we would have possibly gotten to like a 9 point, because at the end of the day, we wouldn't have left this open. We possibly would have got ourselves to 9.5, which is good because our 1.1 to 3 has already been hit. 1 to 6 has already been hit. We're just waiting for the 1 to 10, but we got it the very next day, which I don't think I would have had the patience for. Still a good trade either way. I think we've already hit 1:3, 1:6. Taking it at 1:9 is still good enough, and then we wait for the next setup on the next day. We took 1 loss, so our negative is -1. Our positive -1, -0.75. Our positive is really positive. I think we have +3, +6, plus another 3, so +9. We just missed 0.57, I think, on our risk to reward. So it was good to see.